Greeting for yours, my name is Ainina Octavia Bella, and at this time I would like presenting about the change of state and transfer of heat. The main references in this topic is from this book and any references from the internet. Okay, and now we will discuss about the change of state, which is divided into freezing state, melting state, and evaporation state. And we will discuss about the transfer of heat divided into conduction, convection, and radiation. The first is change of state. A change of state is the change of substance from one physical form to another by losing or gaining energy. The particles have different amount of energy when the substance is in different states. The temperature of a substance is related to speed of the substance particle. So, when the temperature of a substance changes, the speed of the particle also changes. But the temperature of a substance doesn't change until the change of state is complete. More energy in the material will result in turning into a liquid or gas. And energy being taken out of material will result in it turning into a liquid or a solid. Depends on whether the material is starting as a solid, liquid, or a gas. For example, if a gas loses energy, it can turn into a liquid. And if a solid gains energy, it can turn into a liquid as well. This energy is typically introduced into a material via an increase in temperature or an increase in pressure. And both of these variables can cause different change of state. The change of state example is, the first is freezing, when the change of state occurs when a liquid turns into a solid. A good example of this is when water turns into ice. As the temperature decreases, the water will begin to lose energy until each water molecule no longer has the energy to move around other water molecules. Once this occurs, the molecules form a rigid structure that is kept rigid by the attraction that occurs between each molecule. The point at which freezing occurs is known as freezing point. Next, melting. Melting is the change of state that occurs when a solid turns into a liquid when a solid heated to certain temperature. Melting is the opposite of freezing. Using a previous example, if the ice was subject to higher temperature, it will begin to absorb the energy from its warmer surrounding, which would in turn excite the molecules with the ice and give them energy to move around each other again. And now we have a liquid again. The temperature at which a material melts is known as melting point. In a liquid, molecules are free to move around one another, but there are forces that prohibit them from spreading from one another. And the last is evaporation. It's the change of state that occurs when a liquid turns into a gas. When a material is a liquid, it's not entirely bound by the force of attraction between molecules, but the force still has some hold over them. Once a material has absorbed enough energy, molecules are now capable of freezing themselves from the force attraction entirely, and the materials turn into a gaseous state. And then molecules can fly around freely and are not affected by each other as much anymore. The point at which a material evaporates is known as its boiling point. Next, the transfer of heat. The transfer of heat is the movement of heat across the border of the system due to a difference in temperature between the system and its surroundings. It means like the heat from an object with a high temperature to an object with a lower temperature that occurs naturally. This transfer results in the mixing of the temperature of the two objects. Interestingly, the difference in temperature is said to be a potential that causes the temperature of heat from one point to another. As we can see, in this picture, there is the example of the three transfer of heat. The first is conduction. Conduction is the method of transfer of heat within a body or from one body to another due to the transfer of heat by molecules' vibration to their mean position. The bodies through which the heat transfer must be contact with each other. There is no actual movement to measure while transferring heat from one location to the other. Conduction occurs usually in solids where molecules in the structure are held together strongly by intermolecular force in attraction amongst them, and so they only vibrate about their mean position as they receive heat energy and thus pass it to the surrounding molecules by vibration. The example of heat conduction is when we touching the hot stovetop. Next is convection. Convection is the mode of heat transfer which occurs mostly in liquids and gases. In this method, heat transfer takes place with the actual motion of matter from one place within the body to the other. For example, when we boil the water, we have seen the bubbles and current develop the water on careful observation. And the last is the radiation. Radiation is another from the heat transfer. It doesn't require any medium and can use from transfer of heat in a vacuum as well. This method uses electromagnetic waves which transfer heat from one place to the other. For example, is the heat and light from the sun in our solar system reach our planet using radiation only. Okay, that is about my presenting. Thank you.